room.
It'd be even nastier down there.
Yep. But then they have the freezes too, when they
Getting.
There they are. Can't hear him though. Oh, he's got his speaker off. All right, that's progress.
Okay.
Bob, you there now?
How I am. Thank you.
Okay,
All those in favor?
aye,
There is a resolution on there, so I do need to do
Ah,
a roll call.
okay,
A roll call. Rob Leisha,
yes,
Edgar Castello.
Yes.
Jose Luis Medina.
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson. Aye. Motion passes 4.
okay, Robert, I pulled 4.5, which is the approval of the contract extension.
Okay.
Everything on it looks correct, but it looks like it's for 2 years. And as I recall, we talked extensively that evening about 3-year contract extension. And I believe that's what the majority of the board approved. And I was wondering, is there a reason it went on paper for 2 and not 3?
No, it would only be my confusion. I apologize. We can easily fix that.
Okay, I just want to bring that up, and I need to ask, I guess, is that acceptable with you, Mr. DeGuid, for 3?
I just want to clarify, I'd ask for a 2-year extension beyond the 1 year that was left. I just want to make sure everybody understands. Maybe that's the 3 that people are talking about, because this really would make it 4.
That was what caused my
You brought up
confusion.
that you had requested a 3-year extension. That's the way we were basing our conversation.
Okay, I think maybe that's the confusion. I'd requested 2.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna turn down a 3, put it that way,
Okay, and
but it's
every-
not a point at which I'm gonna.
everything else in the contract would stand as we did it as far as the COLA and all that other, for the rest of it. So if you're good with that, Bob, can we just get this corrected?
Yeah, you can just make a motion to approve it with that change, and I'll make that change for signature.
Okay, then I move to approve 4.5 with the noted changes, a 3-year contract extension instead of 2.
I'll second.
This is not a resolution, so just a regular vote. Okay, all those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes 4-0.
Okay, thank you, Bob.
My pleasure.
Okay, so we've taken care of the consent calendar. We'll go on to item 5.1, the public hearing and election related to Community Facilities District 2016-1, annexation number 30.
Yes, Madam President, this is the annexation to 2016-1, annexation number 30. And this is, I'm sorry, there's so many of these tonight, I have a cheat sheet. I am not gonna lie.
Monte Vista Home.
Yes, this is Monte Vista Homes, which is a total of 24 units. Which is, I forget what the breakdown is, but there is a group of these right up the road here. No, I'm sorry. Monte Vista Homes is off Avalon and 36th Street.
Oh, okay.
This is an infill project in the Rubidoux area. And Ms. Gruber is here for any questions you guys may have. We had the resolution of intent back in early May on this one.
Okay, well, I'm calling the agenda item for annexation number 30 to Community Facilities District number 2016-1. Staff has already made their presentation. These are the public hearings in the board's proceedings for annexation number 30 to Community Facilities District number 2016-1. The hearings are to inquire into the annexation of territory into the district and the levy of special taxes in the territory to be added to fund the cost of certain public services in the district. The public hearings are now officially open. Protests may be oral or written. Any property owner and any registered voter within the proposed territory to be annexed into the district may file a written protest. Does anyone wish to file a written protest? If so, they must file it with the board clerk at this time. Board clerk, have you received any written protests? No, Madam President. Okay. Since there are no written protests filed, we'll now receive oral comments and questions and any oral protests from any interested persons. When all comments have been received, the hearings will be closed. Is anyone here to present an oral comment or protest in this matter? Seeing no one. The public hearings are now closed. We may now consider and adopt the resolution of annexation and the resolution calling election in that order. Gentlemen,
Madam Chairman, take motion 1. I move approval of resolution number 2022-23 entitled Resolution of the Board of Directors of the Harupa Area Recreation and Park District ordering the annexation of territory to its Community Facilities District number 2016-1, subject to voter approval.
I'll second.
Okay, and roll call. Ross Lacia.
Yes.
Edric Castellan.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godina.
Yes.
Kim Darrell Johnson. Aye. And motion passes 4-0. Motion number 2, someone?
I move approval of resolution number 2022-24 entitled Resolution of the Board of Directors of Harupa Area Recreation and Park District calling special election.
Second.
Okay. Okay, roll call. Ross Lacia.
Yes.
Edgar Castellan.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godina.
Yes.
Kim Darrell Johnson. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. The resolution calling special election calls for the property owner vote to approve the special tax and appropriations limit for the territory to be annexed to the district. Because the property owners have waived the waiting period and other requirements related to elections as provided by law, the special election will be held at this evening's meeting. At this time, I ask the board clerk to open the ballots and announce the results of the special landowner election. I'm in receipt of 1 ballot representing 4.24 acres totaling 5 votes yes. The result of the election being in favor of the levy of special taxes and the establishment of the appropriations limit, we may now proceed with the final action for the district. Motion number 3.
I move approval resolution number 2022-25 entitled Resolution of the Board of Directors of the Harupa Area Recreation and Park District declaring results of special election and directing recording of notice of special tax lien.
Second. I'll go ahead.
Who seconded?
Jose.
Jose.
Second.
All right, and roll call. Ross Lacia.
Yes.
Edgar Castellan.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godina.
Yes.
Kim Darrell Johnson. Aye. Motion passes. And I'll do motion number 4. I move approval of the first reading and pass the second reading, the ordinance number 03-2022 entitled an ordinance of the Board of Directors of the Harupa Area Recreation Park District levying special taxes within the Harupa Area Recreation Park District Community Facilities District number 2016-1, annexation number 30 area.
Second.
First and second, and roll call. Ross Lacia.
Yes.
Edgar Castellan.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godina.
Yes.
Kim Darrell Johnson. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Okay, and I think that's it.
We are done.
We are pulling item 5.2, everyone. So
Correct. Yes, the developer requested that this be pulled and we'll bring it back at a later date.
it's on to item 5.3. Adoption of the resolution of intention of the Board of Directors of the Area Recreation Park District for annexation number 32 to its Community Facilities District number 2016-1.
Yes, Madam President, this is the annexation, number 32 for CFD 2016-1. This is for the property development on Clay Street, known as Rock Rose and Bayberry Place. Represents a total of 253 units. 54, I'm sorry. That was a clarification.
there.
254.
It doesn't have a development name, it's just naming streets.
It's been known as Appaloosa Springs, but in all of our discussions with them lately, it has been, they referred to it, D.R. Horton, referring to it as Rock Rose and Bayberry Place. The two different product lines.
Oh, I see. Okay. Very good.
So myself or Ms. Gruber are available for any questions you may have.
Do you have any questions? Okay. Can I have someone make a motion?
Yeah, I move the Board of Directors approve and adopt the submitted resolution of intention number 2022-27 for annexation number 32 to CFD number 2016-1.
I'll second.
All right, first and a second, and I will roll call. Ross Lacia.
Yes.
Edgar Castellan.
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez.
Yes.
Kim Darrell Johnson. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Okay. Now we're on to 5.4, adoption of the resolution of intention for the Board of Directors of the Area Recreation Park District annexation 33 to its Community Facilities District 2016-1.
Yes, and this is another resolution intention, and this is for a warehouse project in the Maryland Space Center. Hey, do you want to take it?
Whatever you want.
We'll go all the way up here. We'll give you some action.
Yeah, they're proposing approximately 1.9 million square feet of commercial or industrial here. And it's the BRE Space Maryland project.
This is essentially
Quite large.
the last
Yeah,
development within the Space Center. There's one little minor project, to my understanding, that's still vacant, but this will be the last of that development.
150 acres, this one is
Oh,
quite large.
any questions? Have a motion?
Okay, I move the board of directors approve and adopt the submitted resolution of intention number 2022-28 for annexation number 33 to CFD number 2016-1.
Second.
Second, and roll call, Ross Leisure,
Yes.
Edgar Castellan,
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez.
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Next is item 5.5, adoption of the resolution of intention for the Board of Directors of Hooper Area Recreation and Park District for annexation 34 to Community Facilities District number 2016-1. Mr. DeGuin.
Yes, again, this is another resolution 10. And this is another commercial industrial development out in the Agua Monte complex with Carson Companies there. And this is about 331,000 square feet on 24 acres. This will be annexed to CFT 2016-1 as well.
Are there any
Is there
questions?
anything else?
No, yeah,
Okay. Can I have a motion, please?
I move that the board of directors approve and adopt the submitted resolution of intention number 2022-29 for annexation number 34 to CFD number 2016-1.
I'll second.
First and a second, and roll call. Ross Leisure,
Yes.
Edgar Castellan,
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez,
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. All right. Up next is item 5.6, Hooper Area Recreation and Park District Maintenance Assessment District pursuant to the provisions of the Landscape and Lighting Act of 1972, adopting resolutions, initiating proceedings, and calling for a public hearing. Mr. DeWitt.
Yes, I'm going to turn this one over to Ms. Gruber, but just quickly for the board, this is essentially our $15 per household tax for our park maintenance. This is our park district landscape maintenance assessment that we're doing. This is an annual procedure
$15 per house per year.
per year.
Correct.
And there's a ratio for commercial.
right. So this is the start of the process that allows us to submit the levy in August for the maintenance district. So tonight there are 3 resolutions before you, one initiating proceedings, one preliminarily approving the engineer's report. If you have comments on the engineer's report, we have time to make changes to it before the final engineer's report is submitted for the July 14th board meeting, and with which time there will be a public hearing. And also then the last resolution is your intention to hold a public hearing, which is currently scheduled for the July 14th meeting.
Do we have to do each one of these separately, or can we do them all together?
That's a good Bob question.
Well, you could technically do them all together. If you list them all and make a motion to approve all 3 resolutions, that's fine.
Okay. Are there any questions from anyone?
Yes. Does the engineer report suggest an amount it
So-
would be increased to?
So no, it does not. So the maintenance district was formed, I think in 98. And the $15 was approved at that time by the property owners. It is the vote for this particular assessment is a property owner vote weighted based upon the amount that they would pay. So home would have a $15 vote effectively. So in 1998, the election was held, and the protest proceeding was held. And they approved the $15, but that $15 didn't have an escalator. We have gone out a couple of times since then, and it has no increase has been approved. So what the engineer's report does have, so if you look at the engineer's report on the budget, it does have an amount that the general fund is contributing. So, and if you see,
What page is that on?
that is page 23 of the PDF, page 10 of the report. Yeah, one more up.
Yeah.
So if you see in the third box down, the levy breakdown, it goes, the total costs are about $1.1 million. We have a general benefit contribution, which is $126,000. That means that it's not only the folks who live within the district that receive benefit, but also people outside of the district receive benefit. So that's that calculated benefit. So then the general fund contribution is basically the difference between what we can levy based upon the $15 per EBU and what the need is. So you can see that the general fund is contributing about $552,000. So effectively, that's where you would want to, that's the amount that it would have to be increased. So we would have to more than double the $15 for the assessment to pay for the parks that it currently is slated to maintain.
The general fund parks.
The general fund parks, right?
But we have no way to do that, other than a vote of the people.
Another, yeah. And the other thing that's happened since the last time we've gone out to ballot, there's a lot more scrutiny on the general benefit portion of it. And so you would have to do a much more refined analysis, park by park, looking at the benefit of the folks around the park. And that's one of the reasons why we've gone to the CFD program over time, because we knew that, you know, for new parks, this was not feasible. And the general benefit contribution is a burden on the district. With CFDs, once they're in, there's no general benefit contribution. And those, you know, we have the increasing assessment every year.
Thank you.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? Yes. I'll go ahead and do this one. I move the Board of Directors adopt resolution number 2022-30, 2022-31, and 2022-32, as mentioned in the staff report.
I'll second.
All right, and roll call. Ross Leisha,
Yes.
Edgar Castellan,
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez,
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that was item 5.6. Now item 5.7.
If you take one and pass it in. Yes, item 5.7 is approval of job description for a special projects analyst. This is a new position that will be up in our budget that's coming up here shortly. This is approving a resolution adopting the job description. This has been reviewed by the Budget Personnel Committee, recommended it brought forward, and I did have a couple of minor changes I did find to it. One, just clarifying education and experience, what would be accepted. The way it was written, it almost had to have a 4-year degree, but some with 1-year experience, but somebody with just a 2-year degree and 2 years experience would be eligible. So it just clarified that. And the other one where it said Spanish was highly desirable, I felt just removing the highly and then and it's not a requirement for this position. But it again is desirable. With that, I'd be available for any questions you may have.
Mr. Godinez, was there anything you wanted to mention, having been on the?
No, we were just debating, well, I guess, yes. We were just debating over the term analysts, but we really couldn't figure out something better.
And to add to that, one of the concerns was to just making sure that the pay rate was commensurate on that title. and doing some more research, I feel a little more comfortable with it, that we are within, that's why it's not a management analyst position, that definitely the pay would not be, yeah, would not get the candidates applying for that type of position. I'm comfortable that we'll be able to find somebody in this position based on the salary and the title.
Okay,
The full-time position,
This is a full-time benefit position, yes.
the whole 90 schedule.
Yeah, say 980, or we'll give them the option of the traditional work schedule, but yes,
Okay.
that is an option.
anything else? No? Okay. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, do we have a motion?
Does the motion need to include the changes here?
Yeah, as presented, I would say.
Okay, I move the board of directors adopt resolution 2022-30 for approving the special project analysis job description to include the changes in the package handed out this evening.
All second.
And I believe it's
It's a resolution, I think.
Okay, Ross Lacia,
Yes.
Edgar Castellan,
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez,
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson,
Yes,
motion passes 4-0.
okay. That's 5.7, move on to 5.8. Discussion and possible approval of district employee salary schedule
For 2023, yes.
for 2020.
In front of you is the proposed salary schedule for the upcoming school year. This does include a 4% cost of living adjustment for all full-time employees, as well as adjustments in the salary ranges for all of our part-time employees. This is something the budget committee discussed at length. And we had some discussions regarding this at the budget workshops that were presented to you. As we all know, inflation is rampant right now. And the budget committee had to really look at not only what we can afford, but what was realistic. So that is presented there for you. And then as well as with our part-time salaries, we all know there is a proposed minimum wage increase again coming forward. But beyond that, just to remain competitive within the job market for our part-time employees, it's something that we looked at very closely. And it's essentially raising the starting pay by 50 cents per hour. And then, scaling up, that's for our rec aides, and scaling up for each of our positions beyond that. This will keep us competitive, not only in the recreation industry, but within the general market here within the area. It still makes it very hard for us to compete with some of these large Amazons and places like that. But, we are also looking for specific individuals that want to come and work within our agency for what it is we do for the public. So there's some intrinsic value with that as well. But I don't know if Mr. Castellan has anything you wanted to add to this in regards to it, because it was something we discussed at length.
Godinez.
I'm sorry, goodness.
Yes, we also reduced the amount of steps.
Yes, thank you. That was one of the other things that we have heard from employees. The district here had 2.5% steps within our job ranges. And that's just not within the realm of what other agencies are doing. So the proposal was to change it to 5% steps. It does increase the top steps slightly as you build upon that, but nothing of huge increments that was going to impact the budget gratefully. And we trying to remain competitive with other agencies out there and being able to retain employees.
Are there any questions?
Whenever they go out to different steps, it is just by year or?
So annual evaluations for all employees. That's something, as you recall, the board has made a priority a couple of years ago to make sure that we're doing that. And we're doing much better. The pandemic kind of made it awkward. Because one of the things with our part-time employees, the majority of them only work 1,000 hours per year. The way our policy manual reads is after 1,000 hours that they're eligible for a evaluation and merit increase. So some of them, just didn't work that much. But that's the intention of it.
Are there any other questions? No.
The board of directors approved the 2023 district employee salary schedule.
I'll second.
And this will be a roll call as well.
No, it's not a roll.
It is not.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes 4-0. Next is the operating budget for fiscal year 2022-23.
Yes, this has been a long process getting to where we're at tonight. We started our budget process back in late January, early February. And this is something the budget committee has met on numerous times over the past 6 months here. We've had a couple different workshops here at the board going over both the general fund and the CFD parks budgets. There's a number of things in here I want to kind of highlight. But then, have any questions you may have, we'd be able to answer. This does include the hiring of a new park maintenance position associated with the onboarding of the Shadow Rock parks slated to come on in about November. We will also be replacing the position that we had the retirement for as well. That was already a budgeted position. The hiring of the new administrative management position that we just approved the job description on. A cost of living adjustment for all employees and a one-time stipend. That was the other thing that the committee had looked at. I think it was even Ms. Johnson had kind of thrown out there as an option. So it's a $1,000 one-time stipend for all full-time employees. It's addition of a new pickup truck associated with the new position we're bringing on, as well as the replacement of one maintenance truck. As the board is aware, one of the things we did this past year, we added the geo-tracking system to our vehicles. Not only does that provide us tracking of our vehicles so we know where we're at, but it also gives us real-time data on it. And one of the things that became extremely apparent to us is we still have a 1-ton dually pickup truck that was associated with our maintenance crew that Matt actually has been driving. And it doesn't matter if he's going downhill with the wind, he gets 8 miles to the gallon. It just does not make sense to continue to operate that vehicle on a regular basis. The nice thing is we would, after we acquire a new truck, we will sell that at auction. Used vehicles are at an all-time high right now, so we will get a nice hefty sum for that. But new vehicles have also increased, so the revenue from the sale of that truck will go to offset the replacement of the second one. Continued park safety enhancements, including additional security cameras, are in the budget. The onboarding of Shadow Rock Park, Adventure Discovery Parks, which is CFD 2020-1. And then one other thing that the Budget Personnel Committee has looked at is it's an additional human resources on-call service with CPS HR consultants, and that's a not to exceed contract of $10,000. With that, it'd be available for any questions you may have.
How far in advance are you gonna have to order those trucks?
That will actually be coming to us probably at one of our July meetings. And it's going to be a unique thing because it's going to be a not to exceed situation. Because not only do we know that they're not readily available, I can't even get prices from any of the dealers until July when they open up their new window. The dealers, the manufacturers open their new windows for the next year. And I've already been told not to expect to receive anything until 2023. So it's a very unique purchasing environment for, as you guys know, for a personal vehicle, but for the government contract vehicles as well.
Yeah.
So
Getting rid of the dually, we no longer really have a requirement for anything that has that kind of tow capacity or.
The heaviest thing we have is our tractor, and with our 3/4 ton pickup trucks we have, they tow it no problem.
Okay. So
It was just-
we don't
yeah.
short ourselves what we need.
No, exactly, and that was something we looked at. We talked about retaining it. for an emergency type vehicle, it's gonna sit and it's gonna rot. And it's just not gonna be something that.
Well, we can get along without it, I
Yeah,
agree.
no, exactly. And our big van that we have is a 1-ton van as well. They can tow anything that we would need as well. So.
Oh, go ahead.
On page 2, where it says general fund and CFD combined figures, is the left 2022 and the right 23?
No, actually, it's cut off on the page above it. Those are revenues and expenses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, see, it said.
Yeah, it cut off, yeah.
On the first page, revenues.
the very bottom of page 1, the first column is revenue, second column is expenses.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
For the upcoming year.
Yeah, and if within the budget, if you turn about halfway through and you got right before we start the CFDs, there's a breakdown of each individual one. So if you want a quick comparison of revenues versus expenses by CFD, that is there as well for you.
Did we have the vandalism budget?
We did have vandalism within the budget. We did not up it as much as we spent this year, to be honest. We really are hoping that,
Nobody runs through the front of it.
well,
They've gotten it out of their
we
system.
hope they got it out of their system. You know, it's things have slowed down the last couple of weeks, to be honest. But you know, again, I'm hearing this from colleagues all across the industry. Vandalism this past year has just been atrocious. But like I said, it slowed down the last couple of weeks. I don't know if it's the heat. Majority of our vandalism does occur at night. So if it's been hotter at night, people aren't coming out as much, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting. I have some more to share with you tonight, unfortunately. I say it's slowed down, but I do have one to share with you.
Where is our plan to add the security cameras?
That will be something that we'll take into Park Maintenance and Safety Committee to look at. Glen Avon Heritage and Clay are the 2 next ones on the priority list that we did a couple of years back. They're equally needing it right now, so.
Would that cover the water park, so we don't lose any more cannons?
We would hope.
Any other questions? Okay, would someone like to make a motion?
Madam, Chairman, we do need to open a public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd like to go ahead and open the public hearing on this item. I don't see any comments.
No, I haven't.
Okay. I will go ahead and close the public hearing then, and now we can make a motion. Thank you.
I move the board of directors adopt resolution number 2022-34. A resolution of the board of directors of the Grupa Area Recreation and Park District adopting the general fund budget for the 2022-2023 fiscal year, and the adopted budget be prepared and submitted to the County Riverside Auditor Controller's Office as required.
Second,
Okay, first and a second, and we'll call Ross Leisha,
yes.
Edgar Castellan,
Yes.
Jose Luis Godinez,
Yes.
Kim Gerald Johnson.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Thank you.
Okay. Next, general manager's report.
Yes, a lot of exciting things going on right now. Obviously, July 3rd is approaching, just a couple weekends away. We're excited for that event. Staff is in full-blown special event mode, getting everything ready. We're very excited for it. We anticipate a large turnout. We have not had this event in person in 3 years now. So, you know, it's gonna be nice to see the people back out in person. We do have 15 different food vendors for the event. If you do remember the last time we held this event, which was 2019, it was the largest event we've ever had at that time, and the lines for food were very, very, very long. So we brought in additional 6 or 7 food vendors from that event. So hopefully that will help with that. Firework Show is scheduled to go off at 9 o'clock, or as close to as possible, and it is about an 18-minute show. So, and that will be taking at Vernal Family Park. The youth basketball started this past Saturday. They're underway for the next 8 weeks, so we're excited about that. If you're free on a Saturday, please swing by between 8 and about 4 o'clock at Avalon Park and check it out. It's always fun to see. Swim lessons are continuing throughout the summer. Getting great response from the public on those, full or at capacity at most levels. And we do, so I always like to share that we do get a couple of adults out there in adult classes. It's you're never too old to learn. So it's a great service that we do have available for the public there. Other than that, our regular general summer programs are doing well. Concerts in the park are back. We had our first concert in the park this past week at Ranch Trooper Regional Sports Park. It was well attended. We'd hope for a little bit more.
It was the second. It was the second.
Second concert of the summer, first one at Ranch Trooper.
Yes.
Yes. It was well attended. I would hope to have a little bit more attendance out there, but hopefully that'll grow in the future. Trying to keep them spread across the district, so they're readily available to all the residents out here. I did refer to some vandalism we had at Sky Park last night, actually. And we are dealing with the airport in regards to that. They had graded some parking lots for the encampment they did a couple weeks back. And somehow somebody got into that on the gravel lot and was doing donuts, lost control, and went into the block wall and wrought iron fence from the airport property onto the park. So we are working with them and insurance to get that repaired and fixed. It's not a safety hazard right now, but it is something that needs to be fixed. So that was kind of a odd. Yeah, as Mr. Leisure referred to, somebody did take one of the water cannons from Glen Avon Heritage Park. It is an older splash pad and parts are not as readily available. And a new replacement cannon is $4,000. So we are looking what other alternatives are for that, to make sure that we can keep that feature open. And Kurt's got some ideas he's currently working through. So other than that, splash pads are open to the public 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we encourage people to get out there, especially in this heat. They are a welcome amenity within our facility, and arguably the most heavily used amenities we have during the summer months. So we're glad to have those available to our public. With that, I will conclude my general manager report and just sharing. Earlier this week, I did attend the California Special Districts Association General Manager Summit for a couple of days, and it was a very educational event. And it was nice to be able to talk with other colleagues and learn some new things that are going on impacting us. And there's a lot of legislation that we're going to be watching closely to make sure and see how it impacts the district moving forward. So you can expect some stuff later this year, especially with an election year coming up in November. A number of different initiatives and stuff on the ballot that are being proposed and we're going to watch closely. So with that, I will conclude my report.
Thank you. Okay, board comments. I'll start with Mr. Godinez.
Yes, so concerts in the park has been really cool. We started off at Rancho Miraloma. That one was good. I actually had a chance to go out there afterwards, kick the ball around. It was nice to see people playing basketball, running around the track. Second concerts in the park this week at Rancho Rupa Sports Complex. It was also cool to see our vendors. Thank you for coming out, and our staff for putting it together and then breaking it back down, and just being there and being up to the task. And yeah, thank you.
Mr. Leisure?
Yeah, I unfortunately have not been able to attend either of the concerts in the park. As a lot of you know, I'm having some remodeling done in my house, and I can tell you right now, my contractors are still there. So it's just been hard for me to get away. Somebody has to be there. It's supposed to be done by tomorrow. So I'm really hoping I can get out and get to the next concert in the park. And I'm also glad that we were able to fit the budget, some cost of living increases for the staff. And like you mentioned, things are terrible right now, and anything we can do to help that, I'm happy to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Castamore?
Yeah, thank you to the public for coming out to our meeting. And yeah, the last two concerts in the park I really enjoyed the last, how we started off, I picked off the summer. It was my first time being in Rancho Miraloma Park, so it was a nice open space to be there, and I really like how the event went about. I also, was there for a little bit for the last concerts in the park, so. Yeah, hopefully we get some more next time, but it was, I really like how staff is going along and prepping those events. And same as Ross in terms of adjusting with the salary schedule or with tough times ahead. I'm glad that we have the capacity to make that accommodation for our staff. And that's it.
I just wanted to mention I was at the concert in the park this past Tuesday. Full band, somebody new. It's always nice to see. Sometimes it's nice to see the ones we've seen before, and sometimes it's nice to see somebody new. So it was nice to see somebody new this time and to have it at Rancho Grupo Park, which we've never done before. So that was cool as well, having it there on the east side of the district. I'm also just pleased that we're able to have the kind of budget where we can give that raise to our employees. Because, yeah, it's a difficult time right now, and I'm glad that we're able to do that. And I know one employee has already expressed their excitement to me about that and how happy they can't wait. Couldn't wait for tonight for us to approve that. So very glad about that. And yeah, can't wait till the next concert in the park. I will tell you that there is going to be a town hall meeting next Tuesday at Playbob Airport in one of the hangars. You'll have to find out which one yourself. I don't know off the top of my head. And I know that Mr. DeWitt is going to be there representing us. If anybody felt like popping by and checking that out, it's one of the city's town hall meetings.
Is that on the city's website?
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, committee reports. I already mentioned to Mr. DeWitt, there's some weird thing about.
Yeah, and I did get that fixed. I sat on the phone with our consultant today and got this fixed. Actually, it's correct online now.
Okay.
Moved, added Jose and Rebecca's name to it. So, is there anything else, Mr. Godinez, you want to add to the budget?
No,
we
we went over it in the agenda items. So.
Okay.
Perfect.
And we already talked about the meeting at Larimore at the last time.
That was the last meeting. Yes.
Okay, very good. Do you have any future committee meetings you wanted to mention?
We are working, trying to schedule, Mr. Leisure is available next Wednesday afternoon for a park planning meeting. That'll be at 3:30 and we'll get that noticed.
And I already told you that I'm
Yeah.
ready. Okay. And that's it for now.
That's where we're at for now.
Any board members have any agenda items for future board meetings? Seeing none, as you can see, our upcoming meetings are July 14th and July 28th. And Mr. DeGuid, what time? I think your phone is the accurate one.
We'll go with 7:18.
Okay, we will adjourn this meeting at 7:18. Thank you very much.
That big agenda pretty quick.
Yeah. Okay,
Very quick, impressive.
thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
I want to remind you all, I will not be at your next meeting on July 14th.
Okay,
Just so you're aware.
okay.
All right.
And Bob, you're okay with the CFD levy resolutions being on consent, correct?
Yeah, as long as we talk about them in advance, sure, yes.
Okay.
Since you've never been on July 3rd, there isn't.
All right.
The band.
I'm gonna end the meeting, Bob. Thank you.
We all want to.